So we have our first change to the agenda already. Scheduled, who is supposed to follow me, I was supposed to start a few minutes ago, but is the chief scientist of Purdue University, Tomas Diaz de la Rubia. And yesterday he was called to Washington. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it's not a bad thing that when something is going on that they call Purdue to help solve the problem. So unfortunately that changes our agenda slightly this morning. And so this morning I've been changing my slides. So when you see me start to look very confused and worried and start to break out in a nervous sweat, that's because of the stuff I've added that I'm shooting from the hip on. So have a little pity on the guy who's up here having to fill in more time than he anticipated. So welcome to the 19th Annual CERIAS Security Symposium at Purdue University. I'm Joel Rasmus. I'm the Managing Director of CERIAS. And my job is just to welcome you and kick this thing off, and then we're going to have a bunch of smart people talk to us the rest of the day. So I've got a quote up here, and as you see at the bottom, it's the opening lines from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. That kind of seems like an odd thing to start a security conference with, but and as most of us know, that the story A Christmas Carol is a story of the spirits of Christmas past, Christmas present, and the spirit of yet to come, and of Scrooge, or Spaff, I mean. So this event, with it being our 19th annual, but our 20th anniversary, we themed it of where we've been and what's ahead. So as we were working on the agenda, we started jokingly referring to everything in the morning in the event along the lines of A Christmas Carol, of the ghost of security past, the ghost of security present, and the ghost of security yet to come. So we had a little fun with it, so much of that today is going to be themed with that. You'll see the panels are named as such. So with the spirit of security past, there are several things along the line. One panel is specifically going to talk about where we've been over the last 20 years, what's the same, what's worse, what maybe has improved. And then tonight's gala, we're going to have Professor Spafford give the oral history of CERIAS, which is, if you were here last year and he gave the oral history of where COAST had come up to the start of CERIAS, it was one of the things that in our post-event survey was very highly rated. So we're looking forward to that. Plus there's a bar there, so we can, that always makes Spaff stories more interesting. Security present. So there'll be some tech talks on that, obviously. Everybody always wants to hear some of the research that's going on here. In addition to the tech talks, there will be the poster session tonight. So show of hands, who is this your very first symposium, CERIAS Symposium? Okay, quite a few of you. All right, so I'm going to walk through the agenda a little bit here then for you. So this afternoon, we have what is listed as the poster preview. Internally, we call that speed dating with technology. We ask our students who have a poster to highlight their research, to come up and give a 90-second presentation, and we cut them off at 90 seconds. The idea for this was an outgrowth that we have all these posters and attendees go, and they cannot make it through the entire poster session before the time runs out. And I can remember one of our board members telling the story is that I got to one of the posters, and I could tell immediately by the title and the opening line that it's probably a good project, but it didn't really align with my interests. So I was ready to move on to the next one, but the student was so excited to tell me about her research that I didn't have the heart to say, I'm sure it's good, but I'm not interested. I got to go talk. I'm going to go find something I'm actually interested in. So stayed there. Well, this gives you an opportunity to have each of the students give a 90-second presentation on their research, and they're going to tell you what the title, why it's important, and that you should come see them. So you'll be able to follow along in your program and check, okay, poster, the Interdisciplinary Academic Research Institute. Our focus is cyber physical assurance, security, privacy, and resiliency. We are a cut-across institution. So if you have anything to do with information security at Purdue, you are probably self-affiliated with this. So so the three pillars that are up here are computer science, engineering, and then the Purdue Polytechnic CIT is computer information technology. Those are the three departments that have the largest constituency of both faculty and students affiliated with us. But we actually draw students and faculty from 18 different academic departments, 8 of Purdue's 10 colleges, and all 4 of our campuses. So those in yellow or gold will have faculty and students who are affiliated with us. The two that do not are pharmacy and veterinary medicine. Now, Lilly Pharmaceutical Company is one of our partners, so we anticipate that sometime there's going to be a link there. But right now, their interests haven't been able to securing the pill. It's more like securing the factory and securing the network. So the pharmacists aren't yet involved, but we're at least working in the pharmacy space. The one that's most recently been added is agriculture. For a long time, agriculture didn't have any faculty or students affiliated with this. So, but over the last month, I've had the opportunity to go speak at Purdue's Digital Ag Forum, and then yesterday at the CERIAS Cyber Physical Systems Security Day workshop that we held here on campus. We had a digital ag and smart farming panel that had people from John Deere, Caterpillar, AgReliant, and some Purdue faculty who were discussing the challenges that come within that space. So a quick snapshot of CERIAS. We've been around since 1992, technically, when Professor Spafford and Professor Wagstaff started the COAST laboratory in computer science. It was the first security-focused laboratory at Purdue University. And as most of you understand how academia goes, they had some very, very early successes. Spaff had some very well-known papers written. Some of them primarily were focused on the Morris worm early. And whenever you get an awful lot of attention and the light shown on you in academia, then companies want to take notice. Some more funding comes your way. And then, if you're in academia, funding starts coming into one of your peers. You all of a sudden want to collaborate with that peer. So more faculty were drawn to Spaff's laboratory, as well as the students and industry. And then all of a sudden realized that it was no longer a computer science laboratory. It was an interdisciplinary effort, because there were people from, I think at that time, 6 different departments who were working and collaborating. 6 or thereabouts, as Spaff is trying to tell me my numbers are off, that were collaborating. So in 1998, 20 years ago this spring, with the support of the Lilly Family Foundation and support with the higher administration of the university, CERIAS was born. And the main difference between COAST and CERIAS is that we were, by design, going to look at this focus area from an interdisciplinary perspective. So we've done about $250 million worth of research over the last 20 years. But interestingly, 18.1 million of that came this last year. So not surprising, as we know that overall the interest and the investment in security research is going up everywhere. But the future is very, very bright here, and we're excited that we're well positioned, that we're much farther ahead than some of our peers, and that we've been looking at this space, working in this space, and have the reputation of some of our work that can be held out there. So it's interesting that anytime a BAA or a large grant drops in Washington, our phone starts ringing and saying, we're looking for partners to join this proposal team we have, because we're reading some of your papers from 15 years ago when you've defined this space. Most recent, the cyber genome. It was a term that Spaff had put in one of his early papers, literally 20 years before the BAA dropped. So it's not bad to be out in front of the curve. So although, to cite Professor Raskin, one of our longtime faculty members here, it doesn't pay to be 15 years ahead of the curve. You want to be 15 minutes ahead of the curve. So, but we've typically have been a lot further than 15 minutes ahead of the curve on this. But with the growth, and especially some of our young faculty of working in applied research, we're very excited that, yes, we're working in theory. Yes, we are working on true research and development. And yes, we are working in applied research and actually making sure these technologies solve some of today's problems, not just those that are 20 years out. So there are more than 48 centers and laboratories here at Purdue University who are affiliated with us. If you read the list, some of those immediately you're going to be able to say, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, you have a system security laboratory or a mobile forensics lab, of course that, but not all of those are immediately apparent. When you look things at the Regan Street Institute for Healthcare Engineering, they have some concerns on protecting healthcare records, privacy in records. So while we wouldn't classify all of these labs as being security labs, every one of them has a security concern and are involved with what we're doing. Vice versa, and we're involved with what they're doing. So we are not an academic department. We are a standalone institute at Purdue University. We report directly up through Discovery Park to the provost. And so we are not funded like an academic department. We have a pseudo-consortium, and these are the organizations who are members of our strategic partnership program. This is what keeps the lights on. This is what pays for this conference, is the support from these organizations. We do have room for 5 more before I have to hire another staff member. So if your company, organization, your government agency is interested in what it is to be a strategic partner with Purdue, Jerry, where are you, Jerry? Okay. Jerry is happy to talk with you about what's involved and how these organizations can leverage the membership in CERIAS to the benefit of their own organizations. So a few housekeeping items before we kick off everything. We just made Jerry stand up here, but will the rest of the staff please stand up and hold your hand up? I want everybody to take notice because this event would not happen without their hard work for the last 4+ months in putting this together. It is a monumental task in organizing this. If you'll see, there are only 6 of us who are full-time employees. So this is a very, very large conference for us to try to put on. And I kudos to the staff. I really appreciate all your hard work the last several months in putting this together. But also, please take note that if you have any questions or concerns or you want to know where something is or where the better restaurant is, they can point you in the right direction. The restrooms are on the 3rd and 2nd floor, both on the far right-hand side of the thing here. We will have several breaks. We don't schedule a lot of breaks because there's so much to squeeze in. So no one's going to look too funny at you if you have to get up in the middle of one of the talks or one of the panels and find a restroom. We understand. There is coffee in the back, and we used to have coffee in the morning, and then we were done. We had enough complaints on our post-survey that there will be coffee all day long. So don't ding us on that in your post-event survey this year. Lunch is a little bit different than previous years. We will again be having lunch at Ford cafeteria. And if you've not eaten in one of Purdue's cafeterias, it is not what you think of when you think about a college cafeteria. It is quite exceptional. The weather is supposed to be absolutely rotten all day today. So we do have a bus that will go to the cafeteria, but we have a new option this year that if you do not want to go up to Ford Dining Court, we have a credit card type thing that you can use and take next door to the Purdue Union, and there are several restaurants in the basement of the Union that your card will be able to provide your lunch. So weather, as I mentioned, is not supposed to be good today. So if there is in the unlikely event that there is a tornado warning or bad weather, the alarms will go on off outside. That means stay inside and will follow us. We'll go to the basement if need be. If the alarm goes off inside the building, that means leave the building. That would be a fire, and we'll gather at the Union next door. But hopefully none of those happen. If you are a person who has a bad habit of smoking, then please take that outside. Purdue is a non-smoking campus, but there is an area off to the west side of the university of this building that is a smoking area. And if you find somebody's badge or anything else, if you'll please drop it. Our lost and found will be at the reception desk, and they'll be here both today and tomorrow. So, are you social? If so, our Twitter address is @CERIAS. We're requesting that attendees tag their tweets with CERIAS20 in honor of our 20th anniversary. And we'll especially be watching those at Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and on the Facebook. Are you looking to hire our students? Because an awful lot are. I heard that last night. I've heard that a couple this morning. There are a few job postings that are put in the back. If your organization has a job posting that you would like to print out and put in the back of the room, that is there. That doesn't have to be just for students, because I know that the university is looking for some experienced cybersecurity people. And if you'd like to come work and be a peer here at university at Purdue, there's a job back there. But if your organization, whether commercial, government, nonprofit, if your organization is looking to hire students within the next 12 months, please stand up. Students, take note of these people who want to hire you. Okay, thank you. Students, if you will be looking for a job in the next 13 months, graduation next year, please stand up. It's too early for students. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. You 5 are going to be bombarded at the very first break. I might have to do that later once the students wake up. Does your organization have a CERT, a cyber incident response team? You don't have to stand up. But Megan, will you please stand up? Okay, this is Megan. She is one of our PhD students in industrial engineering, and her research is taking a look at improving the efficiency of certs and trying to apply some of the lessons learned in other industries to cyber. She is looking for people that she can interview or that she can share her survey with, that she can garner information, whether it's from you or somebody in your organization. Megan, stand up again so that everybody understands. Please find Megan. She needs your help with her PhD. Do you know the next director of CERIAS? So Professor Spafford moved from our executive director to our director emeritus almost 2 years ago. He is still very much involved with us, is out on the speaking circuit, and provides guidance inside the institute. But we are in the search for our new executive director. We've just posted and started looking for candidates this semester. The address on the bottom is where the job posting is. So if you know somebody that you think might be a good person to lead us into the next decade, for the next 20 years, please either apply or encourage those people to do so. So with apologies to Charles Dickens, I'm going to move away from A Christmas Carol, and we'll move to A Tale of Two Cities. So certainly the state of cybersecurity, I don't know if anybody can call it the best of times, but there are certainly some monumental moves that we've made that have made us more secure. Unfortunately, the risk and vulnerabilities have grown as well. There's certainly a time of wisdom that's going on, but there's an awful lot of foolishness that's still being done within our industry. Light, darkness, absolutely. Hopefully, at the end of this event and moving forward, there's a little bit more of spring of hope and a little bit less of winter of despair. But it is a mixed bag that we're certainly living in right now. So we're looking back, we're going to look forward, we understand where we are. Welcome to our event. So we actually now will have a 10-minute break so that everybody can refill your coffee, and then if I can have the opening panelists who are part of keynote. I'm sorry, yeah, so we'll have the staff come set up for the keynote, and we'll resume again in about 11 minutes with our opening keynote. So thank you and welcome to Purdue.